People think I'm a Republican. And they think I'm more of a libertarian. What I really am is I'm an anti-statist. I'm an anti-government human being because you think I don't want universal health care? You think I don't want people who are sick to get the care that they deserve and need? You think I want poor people to have to beg, borrow, and steal just to feed their children? Of course I don't. I want prosperity for my people. I don't believe government can do it. That is the difference. Where people are like, if we just taxed the rich more, then we would have health care. No, we wouldn't. We brought in more tax revenue than ever in our history last year. We're buying bombs. This is what we do. We don't buy books for kids. We don't fix the water supply in our country. We don't fix our food and supply chains. We don't invest in local infrastructure. We have more money than ever before, and we're not doing it now. Why do you think if we gave these people more money, they would just buy bigger bombs?
Well, we buy books for kids, but then those books have, talking about jerking off other dudes.
That's not us. That's somebody else pays to have those books in there.
Yeah, that's my point. But come on.
The Chinese government, and this is just the truth, the Confucius Institute spends more money on American education than we do. And that's why American education is so pro-communist. Because they invest in it. And that's just the truth. And the idea of a public school, get that out of your head. It's a lie. There is no such thing as a public school. There's a public park. You can go to a public park whenever you want. Public, right? There's a public square. You can go. Can you go to a public school whenever you want? Can you use the library at a public school? Can you use the gym at a public school? No, you can't. It's not public. It's government. It's government school. It's a government school. It's there. The government is there to control the next generation. If you conceptualize that, a lot of what has happened over the last 30 years makes more sense. It's not a public school. It's a government school. They're not going to put that classes and curriculum online for anybody to to learn. They're going to make you go to college. They're going to make you go to a controlled environment where they can vet and push curriculum that moves people in the direction that they want, right? It's not a public school. It's a government school. And just to put a bow on this Alex Jonesian rant of mine, forgive me, but the thing is this, guys, if we don't get vocal about this, they're never going to stop. What is the incentive for them to stop? They've tried, they've been tiptoeing the line. They're like, man, we can't push them any further than this. We gave the airlines $30 billion and they used it to buy out employees who wouldn't take the shots. They coerced people into being part of a human experiment, a crime against humanity, and people who wouldn't go along with it, they used that money to buy them out. We paid for war service. They didn't hire more people. They used it as a profit haul. They used it to improve their bottom line. Why are we okay with this? I don't understand every time somebody goes and sits on a line for 3 hours with an old lady who's about to pass out with tears in her eyes. And I'm like, well, this is just America now. This is the new normal. I feel fucking sick to my stomach. This place should be shut down until everybody's fired. Everybody's fired. Start over. Start over. There's nothing good about it. Start over.
It's broken.
It's broken.
It's broken.
If this system costs this much money, start over. Start over. Let's start from the beginning. Because this is not working. This is unsustainable. There's no way. I mean, my friends have kids, man. I was just on the road with Carol Ann Miljavik. She's got 4 kids. She's turning down gigs because it's just too expensive. It's too expensive for her to work. She can't fly, stay for 3 days, fly back, and then hire the babysitter for the kids to cover the days. She can't do it. She's a headlining comedian who sells out shows. It doesn't make sense for her to do it. It's broken, man. Like, what do we need to do to see this thing has got to fucking change? We're going to get in another war and we're going to spend how many more billions of dollars before we've done anything here?
You know what I would say, what maybe unpopular opinion is you need someone who is not Trump. You need someone who is not Biden. You need someone who is different.
Dude, RFK's dad was assassinated. His uncle was assassinated. They won't give him a debate in the Democratic Party, so he runs as an independent.
They won't even give him like security.
This is what I was getting to. They won't give him security. They're making him pay for his own security.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
This is where we've come to.
Yeah. Or like look at like someone when we talk about like female presidents, young female presidents. I don't know why I'm brain farting because she's my favorite on the planet.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Thank you.
I love Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah,
I love her. She's incredible.
She's
man.
great. She's really great, man.
She's incredible. She's so well spoken.
She should have ended Kamala Harris's career. What she did on that debate stage was incredible. Was incredible.
She is so well spoken. She's professional.
Yep.
She knows how to.
And she cares about the country.
She gives a fuck about the country. She's you can see it that she's a genuinely good human being. Yet here we are, right? And it's like, you know what we need? We need someone who can, because Obama, everyone, like the thing about Obama is that he was the big things. He's a great speaker. He knew how to engage.
Charismatic.
Yeah, he's charismatic as fuck.
Great salesman. Greatest fucking insurance salesman of all time.
But like, you know who's a great salesman? Tulsi Gabbard. That woman can speak. That woman, I believe what she's saying to me as genuine. Like, it's authentic what she's saying to me. So like, but she has no chance because she was a Democrat. So she has some views.
They kicked her out.
Yeah, well, they kicked her out, but she was like, "Fuck this! You guys are crazy."
We've got to
And then
evolve.
she went to a Republican, but it's like, yo, man, like, there's like, the problem is like you got all these people over here, right, who believe one thing on the right side. And you have all these people over here on the left side, and all these crazy people are getting all the media attention. But all the people in the middle who are like, yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. And I guess that kind of makes sense. Are like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on?
That's
like,
intentional.
That's intentional. But we hear what everyone's saying. Why aren't you listening to us? Like, but all the people that get all the attention are these morons who are like, ugh, like so angry at the fucking world on both sides. And you're like, no, man, like, I hear what you're saying and I hear what you're saying. You know, but I think like someone like Tulsi Gabbard can bring it together, but that makes way too much sense for the people that we have in office today.
You're right.
Way too much sense.
You're right. But I mean, also the idea, we have to evolve past the idea of a Democrat and a Republican.
That's so ridiculous.
There's no difference. There's no. I mean, it was literally just
two-party
proven.
system.
It was just proven that there was no tangible difference between Nancy Pelosi and Kevin McCarthy. They were in the same office working together. He didn't even kick her out of the Speaker's office. He's a Republican. She's a Democrat. Lindsey Graham's a Republican. He wants war in Ukraine worse than anybody. Mitt Romney's a Republican. Mitch McConnell's a Republican. But they go line by line with every Democrat. Right? Tulsi Gabbard's a Democrat, steps out against the party, they kick her out of the party. Joe Manchin's a Democrat, steps up against the party, he doesn't get any super PAC money, might run as an independent. There is the Uniparty, there's the globalists, and then there's, for lack of a better term, the nationalists, the localists. The globalists and the localists, these are forming new lines. And the truth of the matter is, man, is that for the first time, maybe it's always been this way. You guys are a little older than I am. Maybe it's always been this way, but for the first time in my adult life, I am 1,000% convinced these people do not have my best interest in mind.
They don't.
They don't.
It's the illusion of choice. If you look at the way that the Republicans and Democrats vote now on everything, there's no crossing the party lines. If you go back 20, 30 years, you would have Democrats voting over here, Republicans voting over here. There's literally zero of that now. So it's just a matter of it's attendance. Like, how many seats can we fill with an R or a D? And that's the way you know all of the voting's going to go. So it's completely polarized at this point. So it's not working. It's obviously not working. The problem is that they're going to do to anyone new what they did to Trump. Trump wasn't. They pulled the fire alarm every day.
Yeah.
So everyone looks back, it's like the country was on fire. It's like, no, they just pulled the fire alarm every fucking day. So you felt like it, but everything that he was sort of, and I'm not a huge Trump fan, but he was the outsider.
That's what I liked about him.
Everyone forgets he annihilated every Republican first.
Yeah.
Literally ended Jeb Bush's career.
Yeah.
Like annihilated all of them.
that was-
and then
that was a
started
pretty epic move,
feasting
Jeb
on the Democrats after that. And so
To your point, they don't remember the Republicans kept throwing more guys out there as he ripped people in one primary, 4 more new Republicans, 16 people in that primary.
that was the signal. Like, okay, they don't know about Trump, but they know he's different, and he's not one of these people. He hasn't been in politics for his whole life. You're blaming problems with the country on someone that was in politics for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, when Joe Biden's been in politics for 50 years.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi, 50 years. Feinstein, 180 years. Whatever the fuck she was. I don't even think she was. I think she was an animatronic, and finally they just, like, the battery ran out.
Well,
and
you
she
know,
expired.
to your point about attendance, you know that she recorded a vote the day after she died.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
They recorded a vote for her in Congress the day after she was pronounced dead.
The fact that you have someone like Nancy Pelosi, it's not just Nancy,
Senate, I
it's
should say.
Democrat and Republicans. This happens on both sides. But like Nancy Pelosi, because she's a pretty powerful figure for a long time, that this woman is worth $300 million.
It's insane.
And it is literally in your fucking face.
Right in your face.
It is
Yeah.
right in your face.
Yeah.
And everyone just goes, eh.
The
Yo, man, this bitch is worth $300 million. But you know what? That fucking bitch Martha Stewart, nah, we're not doing that shit.
Yeah.
But you know what? Her,
Sam Bankman-Fried.
her,
Sam
all-
Bankman-Fried.
Come on, man. Like, if you're gonna do that to that guy who's a douche, right? Total douche canoe. Like, let's fucking, like, why are we not looking at her and being like, yeah, maybe someone who makes $200,000 or whatever she makes a year
in public service.
in public
I don't know what you're
service.
insinuating, all right? She's the greatest investor of all time. Her husband's the luckiest investor of all time. They both make Warren Buffett look like a fucking retard. So I don't know what you're...
There's two things
But it's
that
not just her. It's like, what's his name?
She's just lucky.
But what's
Two
his name is
things.
on? He gets brought up all the time. SEAL congressman in Texas.
Crenshaw, Dan
Yeah.
Crenshaw.
Crenshaw gets called out all the time for trading, for trading, man.
Man, he's kind of become a disappointment how quickly he was assimilated into the Uniparty, man. But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
No, there's two things. Like, the reason you understand that nothing's ever going to get done, and there's two things that should have happened so long ago: term limits, and the fact that our Congress and our senators should not be allowed to be trading stocks while they're in office. It's ridiculous. And not only that, they shouldn't be able to be lobbyists afterwards, which is basically what happens.
because
They start their second career.
Yeah, because
So
it's not about how much money you make. It's not about they're like, oh, well, we don't want you to make money. Well, no, I don't care if you make money, but it's the fact that you're swaying something and not in the interest of the people who your number one priority is the interest of the people. And now you throw it out the window for the interest of yourself.
It's actually a theory. It's called elite capture, and it's a 30-year plan by China. So China decides, I don't need to convert 100 million Americans. I need to convert 100 influential Americans. And I don't need everybody at the university today. I need 3 deans and a university president. And in over 25 years, they'll move everybody in my direction. I mean, the actual truth of the matter, and this is going to sound salacious, and this is going to sound hyperbolic, but this is the truth. My beloved Americans, the people that listen to this, the truck drivers, the farmers, the fucking blue-collar workers, the people that listen to us, that come to our shows, man, we love you to death. You're not crazy. You got this feeling that something's not right. Something's not right. And really, the truth of the matter, when you really break it down to brass tacks, is you are living through a war. It's been 10 years, at least, of an information and propaganda war. You live through a biological war. You've lived through every sort of Cold War you can live through. The war just isn't a hot fucking battle. Every other thing is happening around you, and you feel the walls closing in because, my friends, they are. You're not crazy. This is not normal, man. It's not normal. It's not normal to feel like, God, I know that this is true, but if I say it out loud, I'm going to lose my business. That's not the way things were in this country 20 years ago.
No.
You know, so I want you to know you're not crazy, but I also want you to find the will to seize the moment, because this is our moment. We have to be great. We have to stand up. We have to step up to the plate because it's getting late in the game. The game's not over yet, but it's getting late in the game. We have to acknowledge that this is the reality, all right? And then we have to find the will to be loud about it, because then we'll be able to show the other people who feel this way but are afraid to say it that they're not alone. And then we can start a groundswell. We can start a populist groundswell. And it isn't going to be a left or a right thing. It has to be a left and a right thing.
That's the only way it works.